I'm a child of the 80s. I'm 41 years old. Thank you. First of all, I got made fun of for my outfit tonight. My girlfriend saw me and went, "Are your parents taking you sailing for the first time?" And then I was walking down Ray Street, I see my buddy and his husband, and they're in a car, and he leans out and he goes, "You look like a recently out French man who has just stepped foot on Mykonos." I was like, that is oddly specific. That was pretty good. So I grew up in the 80s, and in summer of 1991 was a really pivotal summer for me and my group of friends. My brother was 15. All of my friends, we were 13 to 15 years old. We were all brothers and sisters from the neighborhood. We all grew up in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. And I had this beautiful yellow Tudor house. And next door we had this brick colonial, and they were our new neighbors. They were the Davidsons. And they had recently asked my brother to watch their cat while they were on vacation, okay? So it was a Friday, and I had baseball practice, which is hard for you guys to probably imagine, right? Because I'm 5'0". And, sorry, I sucked at sports. So one day, when I was a young man, it was easy to find out where your friends were because you could find out by bikes. All the bikes would be out front of someone's house. So I had come home from practice, and there was about 7 bikes on the side of my house, and I ran into my yard. We had one of those like above ground pools with a deck. It was like an Upper Darby Riviera, you know? So my house was like a big hangout spot. So I ran into my house, I ran into the pool, I didn't see any of my friends, my mother was there. And I'm the youngest of 3, and my mother wanted me to be, I was supposed to be a girl, okay? So she essentially raised me like one. So I had told her at the time that I thought Kirk Cameron was like the coolest dude. I did, like all the girls in school were like, Kirk Cameron was like on the cover of like Teen Beat and stuff. So I was like, I want to get girls, I want to look like Kirk Cameron. I did not get girls like Kirk Cameron. But I wanted his haircut, and he had a perm, okay? So my mom, it was Friday, me and my mom had a salon night, and she was gonna perm my hair. So I went in, and I didn't care what my guy friends were doing. They were all like doing cool stuff and being dudes. I was never a dude. Like I just wasn't. So I was upstairs with my mom getting my hair permed. So I never found out where my friends were. And then this thing like took all night, and it looked absolutely terrible. So I didn't go out the next day, okay? So my brother, so it's the next morning, it's a Saturday morning, my brother goes out to his baseball game. I never find where my friends and everybody are. So I'm on the couch, I'm reading a book, and all I hear is a hard knock on the door, and it's Mrs. Davidson, and she's got a VHS tape in her hand. And she goes, "I need to speak to your mother." And I was like, okay. And like speaking to my mother was kind of dangerous, because she was like a 5'3" feminist with red hair and Irish. Like that was just not a really good idea to ever talk to my mother in that tone. So she says, "I found this porno in my VCR. Your son was watching porn with his friends," if you think about it, wow. A bunch of 13, 15-year-old kids. I found, this is disgusting. I didn't hear the whole conversation, because my mom shooed me away. But I do know what porno it was. It was Cinderella, which was like this really bad B-movie Cinemax porn where it was just people topless making out. It was really kind of harmless. So all the guys on the team they were all on the good baseball team. So the 7 of them come bursting through the door, and my mom's sitting there with her Virginia Slim, with her legs crossed, puffing away. She's like, "Sit down," to all of them. They're like, "Yes." So she slides the tape over, and she goes, "Mrs. Davidson said you guys were watching porn in her house while she was on vacation." And then my buddy Chris Scamuffa, who's this big kind of like Italian guy. He always looked like vaguely Samoan in the summer because he would get tan immediately. And he was like this meatball guy, and he goes, "You don't understand, we didn't talk to our parents the way that he did." He goes, "Whoa, Mrs. Cupsey." He goes, "Do we have a story for you?" So apparently, you put 7 teenage boys in a house, they are going to look for things. Apparently, okay? This is what they do. And they came across a door that was locked, and they couldn't get in. So my buddy Chris, being the enterprising young man that he was, just happened to look into a tampon box and find the key to the bedroom. Now you have to understand something. In the early 90s, pornography, it wasn't as ubiquitous as it is now. The only way young men and women and anyone who was interested in it would either have a pilfered Playboy from their father, or like when some guy like dumped his stash in a trash can in a park. Like that's how you found pornography as things progressed. Maybe someone had a video and you circulated the video. It wasn't like today. So Chris, my friend Andrew, my friend Nick, my brother Dan, my friend Joe, my friend Cons, they go, "Mrs. Cupsey, we gotta talk." So apparently, this motley crew of Scooby-Doo idiots burst through the door, they get the key, they get in the door, and they were not prepared for what they were about to see. There was a big dominatrix like X thing. There was a wall of just Polaroid photography of the husband tied up in pantyhose. Various sex toys, butt plugs, dildos, vibrators, just out there on the counter. Like, you ever see like medieval where they have like swords and a shield? That's the way it was apparently. So they're telling my mom all of this. Things that have happened, like, oh my God, that they had homemade videos of themselves. We didn't watch them, but they had them dated, and one was dated before they left, and like, all these things. Like, they were not ready for this. Not ready. And my mom just took it all in, smoking her Virginia Slim, and I was mad because I didn't see that shit, but I was getting a perm, so what the fuck do I know, you know? So my mother goes, look, what you guys did was wrong. You shouldn't have done that. You broke this person's trust. Like, you really shouldn't have gone through their things. Like, it's terrible. She goes, but I'm going to teach you a lesson in hypocrisy. She came over here and sex shamed you guys for watching an adult film that's absolutely boring. That's what my mom said. So who knows what my mom was watching? You know? Good for her, man. My dad used to make out a lot in the kitchen. Now I know why. She goes, I'm going to tell you something. That's not right. You shouldn't shame somebody for something that they're interested in, especially at your age. And she goes, I'm not going to tell on your parents, but you guys really need to like respect people's boundaries and not go rooting through things. And also, don't watch porn in your neighbor's house. Like, what are you guys, gross? That's what she said. All of you sitting around watching a porno, she couldn't understand it. Flash forward 19 years. 19 years. I am a married man. I am living with my wife. It's our first year of marriage. And she says, hey, I'd like to get a cleaning lady to come in once every 2 weeks because we're very busy. And I was like, all right, I'm cool with that, although I like cleaning. So I was kind of like pissed. I was like, what are you mad? What do you think I suck? So I shut the shit out of these floors. I'm like an Italian woman when it comes to cleaning. Like, it's awful. So I run home, I get home, and she said, oh, the cleaning people, they're coming, they're on their way. I said, okay, well, let me go in the shower. So I go upstairs, I get a shower, I'm singing in the shower, I'm having the time of my life. I hear voices, and I'm coming down the steps, and I look, and there is Mr. and Mrs. Davidson in my goddamn living room about to take a contract to clean my house. I'm not kidding you. I turn white, I stand there like this, I'm like, hi, yeah, great. And like my ex-wife's not putting one and one together that at all, that I'm nervous and I'm like about to throw up and I'm like, this is payback. You know, this is God getting back at my friends for some shit that I didn't even do. So fuck them. So I was like, man. So then they leave, and my ex-wife's like, well, what do you think? I was like, do you remember that story I told you about like the weird people, all that sex stuff? And she's like, I was like, that's them! And then there was an even stranger occurrence that happened after that. We were getting ready to sell my father's house, and there was a guy from Verizon who was up in the line, like in the backyard. We were always having like phone problems, you know? And I went out there one day because I got stoned, and I was like, hey, there's a Verizon guy, let's talk to him. Because that's what people do, you know? And I said to him, hey man, how are you? You seem to be out here a lot. And he goes, yeah, your goddamn neighbors have 18 phone lines running here because they're running a porn site. Fair enough. You guys ready to get this started? Oh, an interesting side note, they used to play acoustic guitar outside on their porch, okay? And like our neighbor had just had a kid, a baby. So one time they woke up to a flaming bag of dog shit with a note attached to it that said, this is what your music sounds like. Swear to God. I was like, wow, that's novel.